Hello friends, welcome back. In this lesson we will see how to compile and run our first C program. Before compiling and running our first C program, I am going to show you how to create your first C code. Just go to Files, New, and here you can see it has a .cpp extension. You have to save this file as .c. Here you can name it as you want. This is our first C code, so I'm going to name it as 1.c. Okay, and you have to click these two dots and you have to select source, and inside source 1.c. okay, yes. Now our file is saved in source folder, source directory. Okay, so let's write our first C code. Okay, first I'm going to write the comment. So my first C code asterisk / hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h for linking to the libraries. Void main. Every C program should have a main function, because whenever you start to execute your program, it starts to execute the instruction from main function. So let's compile our program. There are two ways. You can go directly to the menu and press compile, or you can press a shortcut key here, Alt F9 on your keyboard to compile the program. You can see it displays the message. There are no warnings and no errors. Our program is successfully compiled. So press any key, and now after compiling we have to execute our code. So to execute the code you have to run. Compiling is the process of compile your source code into object code. Okay, when we compile, this is the human understandable code. Okay, that is, we can read this code in our own language that we can understand, but computer cannot understand this language. Computer can understand only machine language 0101. Okay, so the purpose of compilation process is to compile the code into the object code. Object code is the code which machine can understand. Okay, so after compiling the code, we have to run our code. Running is the procedure in which our object code is converted to executable code. So let's run our first C program. Here you can see it displays the message hello world, means our program is get successfully executed. So what happens and how our program get executes? First, when we hit compile or program control, here a little cursor blinking, you can see here, it is called as a program control. It enters into the main function and it sees first instruction printf. So what is printf? Printf is a statement or a function which is used to print any message to the screen. Okay, right now we print onto the screen hello world. Hello world. And now how it print the message to the screen? Okay, the purpose of this code is to print the message to the screen, but how it print the message? Because the definition of this function is written inside an stdio.h header file. So whenever our program control read this function, it goes above and look at the definition of the functions inside these two header files which we have included with the help of #include preprocessor directory. Okay, you don't need to worry about this, what is I'm talking, the function and the preprocessor directives. We will see each and every concept details in later, but at this point you just need to remember how our C program get executed. So it finds the definition of printf function inside the stdio.h library. Again it comes to next line and find the next function getch. I use this function because I have to pause the screen for a while and to display this message. When I hit Ctrl F9, it displays the message hello world. We can see two messages because the previous output is still there and this is the next output. We run the C program on the second time, so that's why we see two messages here. Means the previous output is still there. So what to do if you want to remove the previous output? Just input a function clr here and press Ctrl F9 and you can see the previous output is gone and it is the fresh output of our program. Okay, in this manner we can remove the previous output. What happens when I remove the getch function? Okay, and press Ctrl F9 and you can see I'm pressing Ctrl F9 but I do not get any output because the screen do not stop there. To pause the screen I uses the function getch. Ctrl F9 and right now you can see the screen is paused. The screen currently paused because he's waiting for me to press a key on keyboard. When I press any key then it goes away. Okay, for this purpose I uses the getch function. In this manner you can compile and run your C code with Turbo C++ compiler. In the next step I will show you how to use the same code on the code blocks compiler. Now we will see how to compile and execute the same code in an code blocks compiler. So click new file, C++ source file, go, next select C, next here you have to choose the path. I am selecting the desktop here and name it my file as first C code and save, finish. Here I'm going to copy the code from another file. Remember that it is the syntax of a printf function. Whatever you insert inside this double quote, it will be printed on the screen, and every C statement ends with a semicolon. After each function or each line of your code you have to insert a semicolon which displays that your code is ending here. It is the end of your line of code. So after printing the code you have to go to build, compile, and you can see 0 errors, 0 warnings. And after compiling you have to run, and here you can see it displays the same message hello world. Means our program is get successfully compiled and executed. We save our project on desktop, so here you can see it is an executable file which is created. You can move this file from one computer to another. Okay, and it is the object code file and it is our source file. And now here you will see how to compile and run the same code on dev C++ compiler. Here you can see I have already write and open the code with dev C++ compiler, and for compiling you have to go to execute section here, press compile, and after compiling you have to go to run, and here you can see it displays the message, means our code is successfully compiled on dev C++. If you don't know how to create a new file on dev C++, see here, copy the code, go to file, new, source file, and paste the code and save as, and select from here C source file, desktop, C source file, and name it whatever you want. I want to name it as C code, and now the file is saved as C code here.